Bikers muck dishwasher at truck stop, she turns it into a war zone. A gang called the Iron Fangs rolled into Coyote Jack's truck stop like they owned it. Their bikes were loud, their attitude worse. They took off their helmets, barged into the diner, and sat at the biggest booth. Jack, the owner and a Vietnam vet, watched them with a clenched jaw. He dealt with guys like this before, but today felt different. He glanced at the kitchen. Back there, steam rose from the sinks. Lexi stood at the dish station, short, sturdy, her hair in a tight bun, yellow gloves on, water soaking her clothes. She didn't say much, just kept working calmly. "Hey, dish pig," one biker yelled. "My fork's dirtier than your hair." The gang laughed. Lexi didn't react. Another biker grabbed a dirty plate and threw it at the kitchen wall near her. It shattered loudly. "You gonna just stand there?" he sneered. "Come apologize to real men." Jack stepped in. "Back off. She's just doing her job." The biggest biker, Razor, stood up, towering over Jack. "Sit down, old man, before we break you in half. We're just having fun." Lexi took off her gloves and walked out. The diner went quiet. Even the waitress holding the coffee pot froze. "You sure you want to keep going?" Lexi asked softly. A small biker scoffed. "What you gonna do, throw a plate?" Razor grinned. "Yeah, sweetheart. Show us what you've got." Lexi moved fast. In 2 steps, she stomped Razor's leg, snapping it backward. Before he could scream, she twisted his arm and popped his shoulder out. Another biker charged her. She swept his legs and sent him flying. A third pulled a knife, but she caught his wrist and smashed his hand into the counter until he dropped it. She was fast, precise, and clearly trained. One more swung a stool at her. She ducked and hit him in the face with a metal tray. He dropped instantly. The waitress gasped. "Lexi? What the hell?" But Jack just nodded. "I knew it. I recognized those eyes." Lexi wasn't just a dishwasher. She was Sergeant Alexis Monroe, once Delta Force, decorated for urban combat missions, until a mission went bad and she disappeared 5 years ago. "I wash dishes," she said, stepping over the moaning bikers. "It keeps me out of trouble." Sirens wailed in the distance. Someone had called the cops. She turned to Jack. "I'll mop the floor after they're gone." Jack chuckled. "Nothing to mop. You cleaned up real nice." The last biker crawled toward the door. Lexi cracked her knuckles. "Try mocking a dishwasher again." Next time the Iron Fangs came by, they were quiet, paid their bill, tipped big, never looked toward the kitchen. When the cops showed up, Lexi was back at the sink like nothing had happened. The bikers were scattered, groaning in pain. Sheriff Daniels walked in, stunned. "What happened here?" Jack pointed to the kitchen. "Ask the dishwasher." Daniels blinked. "You, Monroe?" Lexi didn't look up. "I defended myself." "I know who you are," he said. "Then you know I didn't start it." Daniels looked around. Witnesses nodded. The waitress, a trucker, even the cook. "Fine," he said. "Medical's on the way." But then he leaned in. "Lexi, if this happens again, people are going to start asking questions. The kind that reach Langley." "I'm just a dishwasher," she replied. "Not any nor," he said. That night, Lexi stood outside the truck stop. The desert wind blew dust across the lot. The sun was setting. Jack came out, lit a cigarette. "I thought you were done." "I was," she said. "Then why?" She stared into the night. "Because I saw a little girl crying while those men laughed." Jack nodded. "You didn't have to stay. This was the one place no one looked. Until now." She handed him a folded note. "If someone in a suit asks for me, give them this." Jack looked at it. What is it? Coordinates. A secure channel. Call sign, Gray Talon. Jack's eyes narrowed. Sounds military. Lexi didn't answer. 2 days later, a black SUV with no plates showed up. A man in a gray suit stepped out and showed Jack a nameless badge. I'm looking for Alexis Monroe. She's not here, Jack said. The agent held up the note. She left this for me. Jack smiled faintly. Then you know what to do. The agent returned to his SUV and made the call. Deep in the Mojave Desert, inside a steel container, hidden under a shed, a signal came to life. A green light blinked. Lexi was already there, cross-legged on a crate, strapping on gear. A duffel bag lay open. Guns, cash, passports. The radio crackled. A disguised voice came through. Gray Talon, package confirmed. Extraction in 36 hours. Hostiles en route. Stay cold. Lexi closed her eyes. This wasn't Kandahar or Ukraine. This was home, and now the war was here. Back at the truck stop, things had changed. Jack kept a shotgun nearby. The regulars were on edge. The waitress Shannon whispered, "Jack, who is she?" He didn't look up. Someone you only want to know if she's on your side. Just then, the door chimed. 3 men walked in. Clean suits, military boots, no names. One had a ring with an eagle holding arrows. Special Activities Division, looking for Monroe, said the lead. No badge, just attitude. She ain't here, Jack said evenly. Didn't ask if she's here. Asked where she went. Jack pointed at a map. Anywhere but here. The man stepped forward, but Jack's hand was under the counter now. You send her out again, you better pray she doesn't come back with a storm. Meanwhile, 20 miles out, Lexi crouched on a ridge. Night vision goggles turned everything green. She saw them. Contractors, not feds. Mercs in black pickups. Quiet, well-trained. She counted at least 8. They thought she was the hunted, but they were in her territory now. She slid down the ridge and vanished into the brush. The attack was precise. The lead truck hit pressure mines. As they scrambled, a tripwire flare lit them up. Lexi struck, fast, silent, 1 guard down. Then flashbangs. Gunfire burst out, wild and confused. But Lexi was never where they looked. She took them down one by one. Some tied, some unconscious. The last man stood shaking, rifle in hand. You don't have to die out here, her voice said from the shadows. Who are you? I'm the one washing dishes. Then, thwip! A tranquilizer dart dropped him. By morning, the site was clean. No bodies, no gear. Just boots lined up neatly. A warning. Back at Coyote Jack's, Jack got a package. Inside was a phone and a note. Cleanup complete. Clock's ticking. Extraction, to us 18 hours. Burn the place. Gray Talon.